Live. James Belk is with us. Welcome, everyone, to the Red Cup Review. This is your host, Rob Banks, and today I am joined by Baz, as usual, the greatest co-host in the history of YouTube Live. There he is right there, everybody. And we are coming to you live on another, now it's Friday, it's 7 o'clock, it's a little different. We're trying out different things here. We got some cool stuff to show you. I'm sure Baz has got some stuff he got in this week. I got some cool stuff. We got Captain Awesome here. Hey! But so we got a lot of cool stuff to go over. We're going to start with the Mezco Gambit, but first we usually do what your pickups of the week are. Baz, take it away.
Okay. You went to New York Comic-Con. You didn't get shit there. I went. No, I didn't go, but I got this baby.
Nice.
So we got the Green Lantern NECA Predator Sinestro Core 2-pack.
God, that is nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man.
That is seriously insane. They got a Green Lantern with a camera fighting a predator.
How's the assaults?
Pretty good. I haven't untwisted all of them yet, so I haven't messed around with them yet, so I can't really give a review of it just yet. But it looks good.
They do look good, though. Yeah, that Predator looks good, man, with the yellow launch and stuff. Those look pretty dope.
Yeah. So
that's your pickup of the week. Nice.
That's my pickup of the week.
All right, like you needed any more, right? Didn't you get two of those?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Gotta have
Hal
John Stewart.
And, John, yeah, word.
And then you get two Predators, and you get each Predator could have a different set of constructs.
Nice, that's cool. That's really cool.
I just did you hear about the Jared Leto and the Joker movie?
Oh, about how he's sad.
Yeah, like he's salty about.
I didn't even really give it. I didn't even read the article. I just saw it and was like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, I didn't.
Sounds like a rumor. Like they're just trying to push that. I'm sure he's probably a little disappointed, but dude, like your depiction of the Joker was pretty much panned. Nobody liked it.
And I don't think that's entirely all his fault either, though, because What?
You don't remember that scene with Common?
Oh God, yeah. Whatever. I think that the writing of that movie, the movie itself just really wasn't that good. So there really wasn't given much to go with, and the design of the character really wasn't that great to begin with either.
Yeah, the like modern gangsta Joker.
Yeah, exactly. So
auto-tune Joker.
Yeah. Kind of whack. But here's my pickup of the week. So we're gonna close it up over here, and I haven't even got a chance to kind of like view this yet or give it like a full once over. I'm looking at it now. I'm seeing a few imperfections. I may have to ask for a replacement. I'm seeing everybody else's was borderline perfect.
Guys,
of course, what?
Guys, this is gonna be nuts. This thing's huge.
Yes. So
that's what she said. Oh, Nelly.
Yes, the tweeter head Batman statue.
Rhyme of a mind makes a mookie. That's beauty.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's got a little bit of an imperfection here on the leg. I'm probably going to have to ask for a replacement on that, which sucks because it's the whole body, and I feel bad because Chad is kind of like, does what he can with these type of things. It looks like somebody took like a pencil and put a line in his leg, so I may try to erase it with a pencil. If I can't, I'll ask for a replacement. But other than that, it's pretty dynamite. Most people's were borderline perfect. He's more than 12 inches tall. He's got to be about 14 inches from his earpiece down to the base. There's the base down there, which is pretty cool. It's got a nice little, gargoyle thing going on with bat wings, like a bat gargoyle. It's nice, good paintwork on it and stuff. So that just came in literally before the show started. So I was actually doing that right before we went live here. So we got that, and there'll be a review of that coming soon, along with the review of the Rob Banks bobblehead that was shown off on the official Red Cup Review Rebellion page. So go join that if you haven't already. It's a hidden page, so try and find somebody that's either in it or seek us out, and we'll add you, so on and so forth. Anyways, we're going to keep that up for a minute, keep it moving, take a look at the comments real quick. Jenny. Hey, Jenny. What's up? I've never seen anybody named Jenny before. It's good to see a person named Jenny. That's cool.
I think that's my cousin.
Oh, nice, awesome. Oh, wait, what's up? That's awesome. Rob, just a fan. Hey, all. Is it Saturday? Yeah, Rob, we're bouncing around a little bit here. And James, always, what's going on? I'm going away. I'm going tomorrow to like some kind of beer garden / hang out with the kids, or they're gonna have like a food and beer festival.
The Harvest Festival.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing tomorrow. So tonight we're going live. Okay, who's the guy with the beard? Don't get used to it. The beard's coming off by the end of the month because of the way my job runs. I can't keep up with it too much and constantly groom it and shave it and shape it. So this will be come November 1st. The beard is gone.
The Flash debuted. I think this week. I think Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember. But did you catch anything from it?
Nah, I heard that there was like some kind of like Queen thing.
Yeah, there's a scene where he's supposed to run through a black hole, and Cisco is like, "I've been waiting to use this," and he starts playing the Flash Gordon theme song.
Oh wow!
And it's so cool. Yeah, they did it. They did it well. Like they play most of the song. Like they play like the full chorus, and
that's dope.
Yeah, it wasn't just a quick snippet of it.
Nice.
And they used it really well. I thought it was cool.
Very, very cool. I thought that is pretty dope. Maybe I'll have to check that out because I've been like a few seasons behind on that stuff.
Well, they're starting the Crisis stuff next week. I think the end of it. What's his name shows up? The Monitor, and he tells Barry that in order for billions to survive, you must die. And the next episode 2, he uses Jay Garrick's helmet. For some reason, the helmet is able to send his consciousness to the future or something. So he goes to the day after his death during Crisis or something. So that's the next episode. So you're going to have Jay Garrick back.
Nice. That's awesome. I love him as Jay Garrick. I love John Wesley Shipp in that role. We were going to do the collectibles first, but since you mentioned the CW shows, we might as well talk about the Crisis on Infinite Earths rumor that came out today that has pretty much been confirmed. And that's Michael Keaton making a little Easter egg cameo. How awesome is that in the Crisis crossover? It seems like they're trying to tie all these like little things together, like put bows on all the old stuff, which is pretty awesome. So you got like in the Batman universe, in the Tim Burton universe, apparently Michael Keaton's Batman marries Selina Kyle, and that'll be on a newspaper during the crossover. It'll be like a newspaper sitting on a desk or something that'll say billionaire Bruce Wayne marries Selina Kyle, and it'll be Michael Keaton's face. So Michael Keaton exists in this crossover, which is, I think, just dynamite. I love the fact that they're just pulling from everything they possibly can and adding to the lore. I think that's great.
And the Brandon Routh Superman is going to be the in continuity with Superman Returns and Superman 1 and 2. So this is kind of like,
I know it's like that would be like the this is going to be like the bookend to the Christopher Reeve story,
and Batman, and even if they make Burt Ward, hopefully they better make Burt Ward a future version of Robin, a bookend to the 66 series.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? All these years later, 40, 56 years later, they're putting little tight little bows and knots on everything.
Ratings are going to be huge.
They should be. I mean, geez, man, it's pretty freaking incredible.
Yeah, Smallville too. Also, they're going to continue Smallville.
Well, I know that what's his face isn't in it though, and he refused. What's his face? Lex Luthor, the guy.
Michael Rosenbaum. Yeah. Because he said that they came to him without a script, without any kind of like logistics or details, and they
money, nothing. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, they wanted him to commit that day. So
yeah, it's like
he was pissed off about it.
Exactly. I get it. I totally understand that. But I haven't listened to his podcast in a while, so I should give that a listen to. Like
he might show up though. You know how these things work out. Look, we thought Spider-Man was going to go to Sony, right? And he's back in the MCU. Yeah. So they'll work something out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you catch John Cryer as Lex Luthor? He's pretty damn good.
Is he?
On Supergirl, yeah.
That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. I mean, well, I don't really watch Supergirl, so
it's freaking terrible, but he's good.
All right, so we're gonna switch it up again. Awesome talk. Let's get to the collectibles. I'm gonna do a screen share real quick. Chrome tab. Here we go. Bam. We're gonna start off with this one. The 112 Collective Gambit went up today. Not today, earlier this week, late last week. I don't know. Between the last two shows we had, this shit went up for check out.
That's a good shot of him. Wow. What's that? What you call his jacket made of? You think?
That's gonna be like faux leather, like leather, I guess. It's gonna have the wire running through. You can see it. Like I don't know if you see my cursor running up and down. It's gonna be wired around the collar and around here, so you can have it like flowing kind of.
Yeah.
One thing you're not going to get. Be careful. We're live. Like they could see you. One thing that I'm worried about that a lot of other people have been asking, and I'll address this now. It doesn't look like he has any ab articulation. It doesn't look like he's going to have any waist or ab articulation because in all these pictures, there is not one shot of him twisting or doing any type of a crunch. Now, they all look great, right? That looks great. People are saying this is the best looking Mezco they've ever seen. I mean, he looks really dope. He comes with a lot of really cool extras. But every time you see him, it's always his head tilted, but his body and his chest aren't moving.
Yeah.
So that's like, I mean, for a guy, look, he's like supposed to be doing like a kick here or dropping down, and his body's not like, there's no articulation at all in the torso or the waist. And that's a huge misfire, in my opinion, for a guy like Gambit, if that's the case. Look, he's throwing the cards. He's very stiff here, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's all one solid piece of plastic. So
there's no hidden articulation underneath, you think?
The only place I could think of maybe they're doing it, is my cursor showing up on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, right here, right underneath the armpit and coming down here, there might be a hidden articulation right here, where it's on like some kind of rotating, like as opposed to being like that T crop, like like how the Marvel Legends have like that T. What they call it, the T joint in the abs.
Right. Yeah.
This looks like it could possibly run from here underneath the front and be disguised as kind of part of it. But if it was, I don't know why they wouldn't put that in the actual photos themselves.
Exactly.
So that's kind of weird to me. But at the same time, look, he's kind of like turning, but his body's facing in one direction. I'm thinking maybe under here for the articulation, but I doubt it.
It looks like they're compensating.
Yeah,
for the lack of
and
they would have posed.
I don't like that, man. I don't not really dig it. I mean, I like the figure. I think it looks great, but I'm not liking the idea that this. And I saw it in person, and it didn't look like it had any articulation at all.
I tell you what, like the sculpt looks like straight out of a comic book. This is the most comic accurate Mezco I've seen.
Yeah, the face sculpt is outrageous, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I mean, but it's not realistic, like though it is, but it kind of looks like a Jim Lee drawing somewhat, especially the hair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got the 5 o'clock shadow. Looks great. The eyes look great.
Oh, the eyes are sick. Yeah.
But Trevor Maguire, what's up, buddy? He says I'm good with the lack of torso articulation if he looks that good. Looks similar to Magneto articulation. You make some concessions, Yeah, exactly. People are waiting to see what he looks like without the jacket. You're gonna have to wait for reviews for that. I haven't even ordered him yet, but this figure ain't gonna sell out anytime soon. So I'll probably go to the supplier. And he's not a popular character anymore. He hasn't really made a stamp in the recent decades. He's a '90s character. Like his heyday was the '90s. Here's what he comes with. Besides the hands and the staff, which is down here, you got a single card, a half a deck. He has the smiling face, like the half smiling face and the mysterious face. And I'd put the smiling face on him. Yeah, so would I. That's Gambit. It's like captures his, come on, let's play, baby. Mr. New Orleans French guy. So it works. I think that's fine. But what color is that? Hot pink? Yeah, I guess like a fuchsia. Yeah, it really pops. I don't want your fuchsia, but it looks good, man. I gotta tell you, I'm digging it. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. Gambit, you want throwing kicks and at least being able to do some kind of. If he can't do an ab crunch, he's got to at least be able to twist at the waist. Like at the very least, down over here underneath the armor should be a twist joint in there. Like it does. Well, he's one of his mutant powers is agility also, right? Yeah, exactly. It's like super agility and stuff. So it's kind of like, You think they'd do a PX version? I don't know what they would do as far as a PX version of him goes. If I had to choose, I think I would like to see him in that outfit when they fought the Shi'ar Empire, where it was the bright yellow and blue,
The space outfits.
space outfits. Yeah, I kind of like those outfits. I thought those were pretty cool, like updated original X-Men outfits, but updated, like not with a '90s update. I thought those were pretty cool.
Well, so far, who do they have? They have from the X-Men. They got the '90s Cyclops, and the variant is the scuba what you call it, head.
Yeah, the
'80s Cyclops. You got Gambit now. He's '90s. Magneto is Magneto. And who else?
Well, Magneto also has a variant too. They're giving him like that white outfit, which I've never. I guess haven't read an X-Men comic in that long.
Whatever. I'm not down with that white outfit.
Yeah, I don't care either. I like that. I want Magneto to look like classic Magneto.
Yeah. So no Professor X, right? No, it's just those. Wolverine. Pajamas Wolverine.
Well, the Logan figure is great though. The regular Logan is really dope. I know you have the Old Man Logan figure. That one's cool too.
Yeah,
those are both pretty excellent figures. But I mean, I don't know how Old Man Logan would fit in an X-Men like lineup. But like I would definitely. I mean, Old Man Logan, I would put with like Hulk or something, which they have to do also.
Hey, did you ever get that Samurai Wolverine?
Yeah, I had him, reviewed him, got rid of him.
Didn't do nothing for you.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, it looked great, but it's like, what, Samurai Wolverine, like. I mean, to me, that's like shower cap Wolverine. Like, it's the same thing, it's cool. It's like, whatever. It's like just another outfit for him to wear,
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, Gambit's coming out. All right, everybody that's watching right now, order the Gambit. I know one person did. Let's see. Who said that they were? Let's go back in time a little bit. I don't know. Somebody said that they may have ordered them. I don't see the post anymore. The white outfit is the current Hickman run. Might be the best storyline in comics for the last 10 years. Wow. Well, I know Hickman's pretty awesome. Put that up on the screen. And I've been out of Marvel for mad long. So if Marvel's like doing something really well, that's good. That's a good thing.
Hickman's a really good writer.
He wrote the God Doom, right? The God Doom story. Yeah. I gotta find out what that's in. And all that. Thor's watching. Everybody that's watching now, Thor runs Darth Castle. So you should check them out on Facebook. Also, they do a live stream at 9:00 tonight. So this is like the happy hour, and then you get the main course with the Darth Castle guys if you're into like statues and a similar show to this, but they have mad guys, so go check them out too. And thanks.
Yeah, it looked like they had fun when they went to NYC.
Yeah, I know. I missed them too, man. I told him I owed him a big hug, and we missed each other.
I saw one video they were doing karaoke. Thor, where were you doing karaoke at? Just curious, because I know that there's a place somewhere in the city where you could get your own private room and do karaoke. That would be awesome. Instead of singing in front of a bunch of strangers and drug addicts. Oh, Chinatown. Okay, wow, he was in Chinatown.
Cool. Someone said I need to pick up the 12-issue trade when it comes out. Are you talking about the God Doom storyline? Because if that's so, that's exactly what I want to do.
Isn't God Doom is just Secret Wars?
See, is it like the new Secret Wars?
It's not called God Doom or whatever the fuck.
No, I know, but I know he has like a whole there's like a Fantastic Four run where he's like running stuff for a while. Like, doesn't he inhibit like Reed Richards' mind or something weird or like?
No, he like turned kind of semi good. He was wearing white or something.
Oh, the Superior Doom or something, or something.
Oh, like Superior Doom. Oh, no, that's Infamous Iron Man.
Okay,
is when he like tries to become good in his way, and he's wearing like a kind of hybrid version of Iron Man and his suit.
I gotta get on my Doom. I gotta get on my Doom.
It's good because like he learned something psychologically about himself when he became a god, and therefore wanted to make amends.
Nice.
It's well written. It's cool.
Oh, by the way, Thor, check this out real quick. I know you get a kick out of that stuff. Twitter head Batman, new statue. I know you can be like, yes, Dark Side and all that good stuff. Here, I'll put the hood up. For the Dark Lord, I'll put the hood up for a few minutes. anyways, so that's what's going on there. Let's take a look at the Sideshow stuff. See if any. I don't think anything new has really come out this week, but they have some like coming soon stuff that looks pretty cool. Let's go back to the screen share real quick. Chrome tab, and boom, shop. Okay, yeah, and share. Okay, so let's get this off the screen here. All right, we looking. We're together. We're together here. All right, cool.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I got to grab something.
Pretty sure you can probably hold the Hickman storylines and trade. Maybe not omnibus yet. Not too sure. I don't do omnibuses. I actually don't even like them. I think they're too big. They're too bulky. I like lay in bed and read, so I can't have something too heavy. So like even when like a really deluxe edition comes out or something, I don't buy it. I had a couple of what are they? The like when they're in like the hardcover slipcases, I'm going to be getting rid of them soon because I just never touch them. I need like small little trades. I like the 12 issue, 6 to 12 issues, read it and kind of just be able to like knock it around a little bit. Let's see. Okay. There's this new Red Sonja art print, which is pretty good price on it. I think we might have looked at that last week though. Here's a new Dracula Vampire King statue, and I know somebody, I don't know who's the name of this guy that did this because he's in the Batman statue collector group. The guy that the guy that one of these guys is in the group, and he was like, "Yo, that's my statue," or his design or something. So it's like a new Dracula statue, and he's like a fan, and he's in one of these pages. He was posting about it in the Batman statue collector, which is pretty cool. It's got like
that looks pretty cool. 2
different heads. It's pretty dope. I kind of like this one. I'm not really a fan of Dracula with the goatee, but I like the short hair.
I like that one better.
And you like the long-haired one, yeah?
Yeah, it's a little different. The other one's kind of like that's how they draw Dracula in Marvel.
Yeah,
much.
I was gonna say it's kind of like a Marvel take on him. I was never really afraid of the face, but he kind of looks like what's his face here too, though. Dracula Untold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
So that's pretty cool. It's like it's a nice. I like the idea that it's such a nice variation that it looks like 2 different things. It's not just like the same head with maybe a different expression. It's like 2 different versions of Dracula, so to speak.
He looks a little bit more Romanian here.
Yeah,
yeah.
Luke Evans, there you go. And Dave Cassie, there's the guy. See, that's why we need Thor to show up. Just tell me what's going. There you go, Dave Cassie. That's the guy. But so yeah, it's obviously it's like 1/4 scale, so it's the same size as like a premium format. So that's pretty cool. Looks good. Pretty simple base. The base is all right. See how the paintwork looks. Unless this is the final. I guess this might be the final product. Is this going to be like a black and white type statue? That's interesting if it is. I don't know if. I don't know. I'm of 2 minds about that. Sometimes I like things with a little bit of color, but
I'm of 2 minds about that. What are you, Harvey Dent?
I'm of 2 minds about everything. But anyway.
By the way, there's a rumor that they're going to try to Jokerize Two-Face and make a Black Label's serious type Joker movie with Two-Face.
Really?
Yeah,
that's interesting. Well, I hope that if they're gonna do it, I hope that they keep it the way this Joker movie was, though, because I don't want them to start being like, we got to do every character now, and it's got to be off the wall and zany. Like they're gonna keep it real.
do something dark and kind of like melodramatic, but you don't have to tap into Batman's Rose Gallery. There's plenty of like C or D listers that are just waiting around for somebody to do something with. And also you'll have the creative freedom that you won't have with a lot of these characters. People they get upset when you change, people are upset about the Joker. I've heard people say, "Oh, that's not the Joker."
Yeah, it's not the Joker, it's not the crown prince, a crime Joker. And I'm like, it's never supposed to be. They said numerous times that it's not that. That it's was never going to be that. So it made no sense to me why anybody would even remotely want to attach that to this character. And then they're like, but then it ain't the Joker. And I'm like, yeah, but it still is the Joker because DC is known for their Elseworld stories. So just kind of like take it for what it is. In the context of the movie, it's perfect for the world they set up. Just go into that world and enjoy it. Stop trying to.
Well, Jack Napier isn't the Joker either.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's like just kind of.
Neither is Heath Ledger's Joker.
So
he didn't fall into a vat of acid. I mean,
I said the same thing too about the Heath Ledger Joker too. I was like, he barely cracked any jokes in that movie, and he had none of his gags, so he really wasn't the the Joker either. He's just was a criminal mastermind, but was more of like this anarchist take on him. So I don't know.
It wasn't acid, it was chemicals.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about Harvey Dent. That's why.
Right.
So guys, I got
boiling acid.
What is it?
Since there's a Ghostbuster symbol on TV, let's
on TV. What are you talking
no,
about?
wait, on whatever that does.
That's not a Ghostbuster symbol.
That does a Ghostbuster symbol right there.
Oh yes, okay, up on the
Since
screen.
there's a Ghostbuster symbol there, let's go. Let's cue the music when where's this button? I reviewed it for Playmobil.
Yes, he did a Playmobil review on the whole Ghostbuster set, so it was pretty cool. He should be proud of that because he did an excellent job.
Yes, besides giant rockets and exploding chemicals on this thing.
Oh, speaking of which, though, here's a quick thing. Now that we got Grayson here, we're doing a giveaway on Sunday. So on Sunday, we'll be putting up a giveaway video, and Captain Awesome and Zoe will be doing a giveaway for the month of October, like a Halloween theme type Red Cup review giveaway. So keep an eye out for that,
guys. And I guys have some.
No.
Okay,
no, it's a surprise. They have to tune into the video to find out.
So I want like show them real quick, guys. I don't know what it is actually at all, but one thing is.
Don't say what it is. Get out of here.
Well, it's gonna be spooky night. It's gonna be spooky.
It's spooky themed. Put it that way.
Oh wait.
All right, so back to the stream, back to the collectibles here. Let's see. I made a comment to we've been making comments talking about how Sideshow is becoming like this Amazon and putting trinkets up and stuff like that. And I addressed it last week from when I spoke to the guy in person. I was like, yo, what's up with all these these little props and little things you're trying to push now, And I was like, sometimes stuff like that will dilute the brand, and explain to me why they're doing it. It made sense. So we discussed that last week. And I turn on the Sideshow thing today to do the show, and I'm like, now everything is, look, $4,000, $4,000, $4,800, $900, $900. I'm like, what did this guy go? All right, you want to see trinkets? We'll show you trinkets. And then we're just going to make this for rich people now.
So with that Voltron, yo?
Collectible set. Let's see. I'm going to click on the Voltron.
By the way, why is there an Exomorph on that screen?
That's Voltron, dude.
No, Xeno. There's a Xenomorph.
Oh, the Xenomorph, yeah. Okay, so collectible. What? Well, if you're gonna do that, you got to put the earphones on. No sound coming from the TV.
I'm not doing it. I'm doing a Royal Rumble.
All right.
Oh, that's Bandai. Okay.
So they got a bunch of. That's weird for them to be having a Bandai thing.
Yeah.
But okay, so you got those. I don't know what that. I guess something that comes. Oh, that's his sword or something. It looks like his sword or his gun. I think it's his gun. It's the handle. And then you got what's cool about this is that it actually articulates. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
I like that effect with the sword. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's got a nice little thing there. Oh, cool packaging. And all the little I guess they all puberty. I guess they all transform and form together.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. Speaking of which, though, what size is this? What's the size? 7.1 inches. Oh, it's small.
Yeah, it's small.
Fine. Yeah, in his hand there. That's cool if you want like a little desktop collectible. $72. It's about the price of a Mezco anyway. A little cheaper than a Mezco, so that's pretty cool.
Were you a fan when you were younger?
I didn't. Voltron was before my time, so I liked him. I liked the idea of the robots forming up and the lions and all that, but I don't really like anime, man. So I was kind of like I was out of it by the time that came around. I was already into like Transformers.
Did you ever see Battle of the Planets, which is actually Gatchaman?
That's the characters with the bird outfits.
Yeah.
They
kind of look like superheroes.
Yeah, they're pretty cool looking. Again, before my time. That's more your shtick. Yeah. But they looked cool. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna hate on it totally. I think these are pretty cool. The actual sword props. I like seeing things like this. Widow's Wail, the needle you can get, the Unsullied helm. It's pretty cool. And take a look at.
Oh, whatever. Unsullied. Oh, Game of Thrones.
Okay, you're the biggest Game of Thrones fan I know.
Was
the biggest.
That last season was horrible. It was a sin.
So now you never want to watch it again, right?
Never. I just want to spew hatred at it.
you got to stick the landing, man, with a lot of this stuff. Like you can have a hiccup here or there over the course of something, but like I went on Voodoo to go buy like the seasons. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy all of them and I'll watch them all in a row and I'll really see if the end was really that bad. And then I'm looking at it and thinking to myself, like that last season bothered me so much. I almost don't even want to watch the earlier seasons now.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like got turned off by the whole idea of even. I was like, this is kind of like whatever to me now. Nothing else here that's caught my eye as far as like things you can order now. Keep it quiet, keep it down. But however, coming soon has got some pretty cool stuff that I thought looked pretty nice. Where are you? Okay, they got that premium format. Here's the Wonder Woman. I made a comment on my live of that I was at when I was at the con. The head sculpt looks really nice in person.
Mm-hmm.
I like the body. The seamless body will work pretty good as long as you don't put her in too many crazy poses. It looks much better than this. I gotta tell you, in person, she looks a lot better than this. But she's very pale. And they better do something about that because she doesn't come out for a while. So they better like paint the body or something because, you know, to me, Wonder Woman's, she's from the Mediterranean, right? Like she's from that area. So she should be, in my opinion, at least somewhat darker in skin complexion. Like she's got to at least be my skin complexion or darker, like a dark Italian.
Well, in theory, but I mean, you know, one of our favorite depictions of Wonder Woman is Jose Luis Garcia's version, and she's kind of pale. So
yeah, it's true. That is true. Yeah, I do like. Look, as soon as you mention Jose Luis, you pretty much trump me in everything and anything. So I will give you that. But the figure itself, though, is like she's pretty stark white, at least compared to some of the other characters. So I'm hoping they improve on that.
Yeah, I'm all down for like, you know, they make them more ethnic looking. Hell yeah, you know, makes sense.
And this is sculpted hair too, so you're gonna have like limited articulation in the neck. What is it, bro?
I literally just watched the Apex season.
Ooh, what's up with the black cat?
Yeah, I want to watch. I'm gonna look at that too. Grayson, I'm doing a live show right now, not now.
All right, you got to send him to the cage. You got to cage him up. Get out the chain him up to the radiator.
Le Chat Noir. It looks good. I like it. I like this. I don't know if I would get this art print myself, but I do like it. I like this vein of art print. You know,
it's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's different. It's sexy. I like it. The Catwoman all tied up. Okay, yeah, we're gonna all Google and Google Gaga over this again. I'm not a fan of the anime look, but yeah, whatever. She's hot. When is Catwoman ever not hot? Even when she's played by a character we don't like, she's hot. So it is what it is.
When is Val Kilmer Batman coming out? Or even up for pre-order?
That's not even up for pre-order, man. That's like a lot of this stuff still hasn't even been, which I find weird. Like the Jimi Hendrix should have been up for pre-order now. You're going back to San Diego, which was back in July already. All this stuff should, in my opinion, been up for pre-order if they're going to show it. I don't like this idea that companies show items and then they may or may not come out. Like Hot Toys is notorious for that. Like, hey, look at this figure, and then we're never going to release it. It's like, how many times are we going to get on that boat, you know, on that treadmill, where it's like, hey, cool stuff, and it's like, oh, I can't wait for Jimi Hendrix never released, or I can't wait. At least Blitzway release bill and head up for pre-order, and what's his face? Also, I think I don't know if Bizarro is a Bizarro. It's Bizarro up for pre-order.
Imagine a Bizarro Zorro.
Yeah.
Actually, there is Zorro the Gay Blade.
I like where they're going with these seamless bodies, though. Yeah, totally. It just depends on. They have a deal right now with Fishin, whatever it is.
I thought it was
Ficus with Ficus. They got to deal with Ficus, and
what the Fikin?
They So we'll see what's going to come of that, because they're going to start using them. They're using that for their Death's Warbringer Court of the Dead 6 scale character. So I guess they're going to use it for the Wonder Woman as well. Don't Black Snake Moan Captain Awesome. Oh man, that's funny. Where's Beyonce? $900. Yeah, now we're still going to rib Sideshow over that Beyonce thing. what here and there. I put it to
Well, it
rest.
sells though. That's why they put it up.
Yeah,
It
no,
sells.
stuff sells. He's like, believe it or not, those pieces actually sell. I mean, look, we're regular. I guess there are people who are doctors and lawyers and famous people that like this stuff, and will spend that kind of money. So it's like we can't just produce stuff for us. I mean, I've had guys come on and say stuff like they come to watch hey, come and watch the live stream, and then they watch the live stream and they're like, what is this, collecting for rich people? And I'm like, you guys should only watch like Darth Castle or the Batman statue collector or something. You have no idea. And then those guys look at dudes that are doing like those Prime 1 busts or whatever they are that are like 4,000 or 5,000 a piece, and they're like, Jesus, that's like a whole nother ball game altogether. So everything's relative, man.
I'm just hoping for a Lil Wayne blacklight poster.
Oh God,
so I could smoke my blunts too. Know what I'm saying? His match.
Rob, just a fan, wants Soups. Yeah, that Soups is dope. It looks good in person. The Soups looks the best. He looks way better than the last one. Way better. So like the last Sideshow Superman was kind of embarrassing, embarrassingly bad, considering their Batman that they had came out before him, and the Catwoman and the Harley were really good. They were good. They weren't great. They were really good though. And that Superman was bad. And this Superman is like leaps and bounds better. When I saw him in person, I was like, "Yo!" I says, "If this figure comes out looking like that," which I think it's going to, because the Batman figure they recently released, their 6-scale Batman figure looked pretty much exactly like the prototype. So if that's going to be a sign of things to come, then the Superman is going to be in big, good hands. It'll come out pretty good. He's saying put the Chris Reeve head on him. The Sideshow, the Hot Toys Reeve head on him. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. So, anyways, that's the collectible stuff of the week. Let's talk some news. Let's keep the show moving along. Baz, we already spoke about the DC Crisis on Infinite Earths. Did you hear about the DC Comics changing?
Oh, 5G.
DC 5G. Oh boy. Okay.
So they're going to age Jonathan Kent. They did it once. They're going to do it again, and he's supposed to take the place of Kal-El, Superman, his father.
Right.
What's his name? Man, who's Morgan Freeman? Lucius Fox, his son, Luke Fox, is who he eventually became. He took over for the original Batwing.
Right.
Remember Batwing? He was a character. He's kind of like a mix of Black Panther and Batman. He's African prince, whatever. So he took over for Batwing. So now Bruce is going to, with his blessings, let him take over the mantle of Batman. And I'm hearing possibly even Green Lantern. There's a character named Teen Lantern, which is the stupidest friggin' name. They're talking about her, stepping up and being the next Green Lantern. So they're trying to do like a generation, like kind of swap where they have the younger characters graduate up into their mentors' roles.
Right now, so here's a problem I already have with this. I read in the article that they're doing this because there's a problem with introducing new characters and selling new characters and keeping things fresh. Because people want the old characters, but then the old characters aren't diverse enough and yada, yada, yada. However, that being said, I would rather Batwing just be Batwing. Don't be Batman. I don't want Batman to be anyone other than Bruce Wayne, and he was cool when it was Robin for like a year or two, whatever it was.
That's only because it was the dynamic between him and Damian was really interesting aspect of Robin being Batman. But, Dick Grayson is not friggin' Batman. Let's face it.
And I don't want Lucius Fox's son, or Luke Fox, or whatever he is, to be Batman either. I want him to maybe be Batwing and retire Batman for a while. Like, if they're going to retire these characters to introduce these new characters, then let the main characters that we know and love take a backseat to these new guys, still play a minor role like the way they do in Young Justice, where they're still around, but they take a little bit of a backseat to these newer heroes, and just let these new heroes be their own heroes. Everyone's complaining that there aren't enough minority superheroes. You have Lucius Fox as a cool character. Batwing, I've read the Batwing character in comics before. He's pretty good. Just make him a more mature, take over the mantle of like holding down the Batman post as Batwing. Don't make him
Yeah.
Batman, because now he's
Right.
just a stand-in again. Like now
Yeah.
you have knockoff Batman again. Like just have him be Batwing. Like
It
I don't
might be
understand.
interesting for like a year-long storyline, or maybe 2 years the most, but they're gonna go back.
If they want to, what I like what DC does is they do this generational thing, and they don't arbitrarily just say, okay, everybody's black and a woman, and we have a Puerto Rican and a Chinese character now, and whatever, diversity, yay, and white women, and this and that. Like they do it tastefully, where like when they introduced Jessica Cruz, great character. Her introduction was so awesome in the in that storyline. The Dark Side War was great. And I was like, yo, she could take over as Green Lantern. I wouldn't even bat an eye. But I don't want her to take over Hal Jordan's spot. If something happens to Hal Jordan and he's off world or he goes through some shit, just let her be the Green Lantern stand-in for now. And that's fine. But it works for Green Lantern because the Green Lantern is a core and she looks different. She has a different eye. She has the eye tattoo and all that. You could do different constructs. Don't put this guy in the Batman outfit and try and pass it off as Batman. Just make him be.
No, Batman is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, just make him be his own character.
What happened to him? Yeah.
This way, when Batman comes back, now you can have Batman.
What's great about Jessica Cruz is that the whole gimmick of Vampire Batman, Flashpoint Bats. Yeah, Flashpoint Bats is awesome. Thomas Wayne is awesome. Oh, yo, there's a Bat in the Sun. You know that production company?
Yeah, I follow them all. They do
that does the
beatdowns.
Yeah, superhero beatdowns. There's a Flashpoint Batman Thomas Wayne versus Killmonger.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
That they did. Yeah, okay.
Is it good?
Yeah, I still haven't seen it yet.
No, you haven't.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, that's also you guys. If you don't know what Bat in the Sun is, go look them up on YouTube. They're awesome. They have the superhero beatdowns are fun as hell, man. They're great. I'll always endorse those guys. That's like we got to do a part of the show where they're like unendorsements, where the things we want to endorse but don't necessarily endorse us.
Yeah, so I don't know. How do you think? I think maybe the initial first few issues might make some money, but I think people get tired of it, especially if it's like really agenda driven and they're trying to preach too much with it. And
you don't have to just make the character his own character, and as long as you have the side characters showing up and you have something that, like, there's a reason why Bruce Wayne like leaves and goes and does something. This guy doesn't have to take over the role as Batman. He could be like when Nightfall came, right? Was he
Azrael?
It was like Azrael. There you go. It was Azrael. It wasn't Batman. It was Azrael was the new Batman. So just do that.
I think they still called him Batman, but he looked so much different.
Yeah, exactly. So it was almost like not just like what I don't want to see is there's no, how do you say this without sounding like a complete asshole? I don't want to see Luke Fox in Batman's outfit. I want to see Luke Fox in Luke Fox's outfit doing Batman-esque things. So this way I can get behind that character and the new look of the character. And then when I see him in a cartoon, I can be like, yeah, that guy's awesome. So.
Like I was thinking about this. Because I guess we're going to talk about Batwoman. Have you seen Batwoman?
No.
That premiered on Sunday.
I'm not going to.
So it's got like 8% on. It's got like 8% on Rotten Tomatoes from the audience score.
Right.
And I was thinking about just the character itself is kind of redundant, man. It's like we already have a Batgirl. Like so. It's just another, version of a female Batman, but she's not Batman. She's not even Batgirl.
Right, yeah.
Like, what's her appeal? Like, I mean, she has a kind of a cool look, Oh, she's lesbian, whatever. I don't care about that shit.
Well, with her, it doesn't matter because they wrote it into the comic and it made sense for what they did with her and Montoya and all that. It was fine.
Yeah.
In the comic, it wasn't agenda driven. It was just natural.
Right, yeah.
Once
the media gets it, that's what they concentrate on. Like that's the important stuff. That's
to me, I think a lot of that stuff is clickbaity. Like, how do I incite people to have to click my link? I know I'll make this a social justice warrior post, or I know I'll make this a far right looking post. It's not like the Batwoman show is good because it's a good show and the actress does a good job. It's some kind of weird ulterior like type motive written in the title to enrage people to get them to click on it. So that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, Half the time they say stuff they don't even believe, or it's just something to outrage people, to get them to click on the link and then curse them out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Ridiculous.
A click is a click, right? So
that's where we're living now, though. We're living in like this clickbait type thing. But you had mentioned Rotten Tomatoes score, and I wonder if it's the same people reviewing the Chappelle stand-up. That is hilarious, and I totally recommend everyone go out and watch the Netflix Chappelle stand-up because it's awesome, classic, going down as one of the best stand-ups. Like, you know, that stand-up will be the type of stand-up you go back and watch and go, wow, it's still relevant. You know, like every time you see a George Carlin stand-up, it's still kind of like relevant. This is one of those. So I'm wondering if it's a similar type thing where like the critic scores are awesome for Batwoman, but the user scores are low. And then just like for Dave Chappelle, the critic scores were low, but the user scores were high.
it was like 72 fresh for Batwoman and 8% rotten. And then for Joker, it was like, last I looked, it was like 69% fresh or rotten. I don't know if 69% is rotten, but then the audience score was like 90.
The movie was great. The movie was so damn good. Anyone see Rambo, says Rob, just a fan? No, have not seen it, and I've pretty much missed the boat on that one, so I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I wanted to, but then Joker came out on the second week of Rambo being out, and
yeah, exactly.
Took my time and attention.
It's CM Brock. It's crazy how every other Bat family disappears and Batwoman's the only one left. Yeah,
that's the premise of the show too. That Batman abandoned Gotham, and actually the citizens of Gotham are angry with him. So.
Yeah, whatever. Like Titans does it better. Go watch Titans. Like,
are you caught up on Titans at all?
No, I'm not. I'm 2 or even now tonight, maybe 3 episodes behind. I only seen the first 2 episodes. So I'm dying to see that because now they're doing Baz. What are they doing on Titans?
Superboy makes his debut this week.
No, not Superboy. That's awesome though.
Okay.
What are they doing on Titans? What can we vote on?
Okay, yeah. You could vote on Jason Todd getting murdered again, or you could have him live. And it actually, last I looked today, they want Jason to live so far. So it's Jason lives ahead by like 2 percentage points.
Interesting. So, I mean, he's a good character. I'd hate to see him die off so quickly. You know,
he is, but that's what Jason Todd does.
That's what he does. He
gets murdered. He's mostly popular for being murdered by people on a poll.
Yeah,
people vote for him to get killed. It's happening again. Why are we going to make him live this time? No, this is what he does. It's his destiny, and then he'll come back as Red Hood.
Yes. Now, I would like to see that. I know everyone likes Red Hood now, so if you want Red Hood to show up, kill this guy so next season he could show up as Red Hood. Or
he needs to go through his transformation. He has to, and that's a part of it. Him getting murked. So.
The Sleeping Giant podcast is in the chat. Everyone say hello to this guy. He does a pretty cool podcast. Very interesting takes on things. He kind of put me on at the beginning of the year, and that was great. And I love the dude, and he's part of the Facebook group, so show him some love. Also, we got to break him out of his shell to get him on the show. And he's kind of like up in the air on that, but he would be good.
He's just too sleepy or something?
No, not even. He's just like, he's kind of like, we got to just get him on the show. And I've been kind of like yanking at the chain. And now I'm going to put him on blast because he's in the chat. So everybody can go, get on the show, you know. But we'll get him on. I need to have you back.
You were wait. You were on his show?
Yeah. He had me on in February, I believe, on the podcast talking about collecting. You know, how do you get into collecting 6 scale versus 12 scale, and like the whole collecting game, and what is Red Cup review? How did I get into this type of stuff? You know, I mean, it was so long ago now that I kind of forget, but it was pretty good. It was. I listened to it back a few times.
You told your origin story?
A little origin story in there. Yeah, I think that was the first time I told the origin story. Yeah, the whole episode was on 1/6 stuff.
Did you talk about your rap career?
No, that's the first time someone's ever mentioned it on the show. So thank you very much.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no one knows that I did that. But
come on, wait, are you keeping that a secret?
No, I have nothing to be secret about. I've put it out there before. It's just whether or not people choose to pay attention to it or click on it or not. Everybody, I used to have a rap career, and if you want to see Rob Banks rap, type in Heist Click under YouTube, HEISTCLICK under YouTube, and I got two music videos on there. I had 2 music videos on YouTube that we did, and I was in a couple of magazines back in the day, Word Up magazine and all that stuff. Like we were pretty big in the Bronx, in like New York and stuff. So if you want to see me rap, go on YouTube and check out Heist Click.
Yeah, check out the song Watchtower. That's the best one. That's the popular one. That's the hit.
Yeah, there you go. The hit Watchtower. Word. I know some people like Down on the Corner. We did a lot of like sampling like rock songs like Watchtower. We obviously sampled All Along the Watchtower. And Down on the Corner, we obviously sampled Down on the Corner from Creedence Clearwater. And there's a whole bunch of other ones. There's like we have a song called Save Yourself. That's the Coachie sample from Audio Slave. So Jay's Belk all over it. Yeah, you should. You might not recognize me. I don't have the glasses. I do wear a similar hat though. And I'm much younger. This was like between the ages of I'm 37 now. So I did this from when I was about 17 or 18. 16 I started writing raps. So 17 or 18 seriously until around 28. 27, 28 is when I was doing this stuff. So you guys can go check that out. And
you should make a new solo song and film a video on the Joker steps.
Oh God. Yeah, that would be funny. I haven't even written a rap in 8 years, man. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's keep it moving. This isn't about Rob Banks' retrospective on his rap stuff. So what else has gone on this week? I think the only other news is there any Star Wars news?
Oh God.
Enough.
We're going to end this with a headache. We were like going at it on Facebook over this goddamn thing. All right, hold on. All right, I'm going to screen share this thing. Hold on. So Freddie Prinze Jr., who does the voice for who's that guy on Rebels?
Kanan.
Kanan does the voice for Kanan. Was on a podcast. What was it called? Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast, and he was talking about toxic Star Wars fans and how much shit they give him, and he that you some agree with. I don't know how.
I mean, it's just, you can't play the video. That's not the video, is it? Yeah, just don't play the video.
No.
But you can share the pic.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it. Okay. Yeah,
Force
so
Star
Star Wars, Freddie Prinze Jr. drops epic rant on fans' franchise mythology. Okay, so let's get to. All right, he goes, people bitch about the dumbest things. These are archetype type characters, he says. These are George Lucas's words. There's no Jack Bauer in Star Wars. That character doesn't exist. It's not Han Solo. Han Solo's a reluctant hero. That's the archetype, he explained. Darth Maul, who everybody wants to win. I've never heard this. Who wants Darth Maul to win? What does that even fucking mean?
I guess he means like kick ass, kind of be like the badass Sith that they all like want him to be, because he kind of does get bitched around a little bit.
Okay. Is everyone's favorite because he looks sick and he's great in the video games. Fuck you guys. Okay, he's getting a little heated here. He's Sisyphus. He is born to fail. Learn your Greek mythology like, I don't know, George fucking Lucas did. Because he knows about Sisyphus doesn't mean he's a fucking expert on Greek mythology. I know about Sisyphus. I love Greek mythology. But, I haven't. Have you read the fucking, the Odyssey? Rob. I think you own the book, but neither of us have. But we know the stories, all right. But he's an asshole. He's Sisyphus. He's born to fail. Okay. He's cursed to roll a boulder up the hill, only to have it roll down to the bottom again every single time for eternity. That is Darth Maul's quest. What is he talking about here?
These are the words of George Lucas, by the way. So go ahead.
According to him, these are the words of George Lucas. He's in on the joke, you guys. He knows it. He's just cursed to live that life. Okay, whatever. Okay, this is where I get. This is where I get. He lost the fight. He got killed. He actually came back. He was lucky enough to come back. Okay, that's what bad guys do. They lose. Okay. Luke Skywalker is Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty, so he has to like shoot down Luke now in order to make an excuse for Rey.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay. He can talk to things that don't speak English, and he understands what they're fucking saying. He gets a fairy godfather instead of a fairy godmother who teaches him how to be the best Jedi in the world in no fucking time flat. Okay. No time flat, Rob. How many years passed between each installment in the original trilogy?
Between episode 4 and episode 5, 3 years pass. Between episode 5 and episode 6, 6 months pass. So
you're sure about that? 6 months from Empire to Return?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay.
Let's see. EMPIRE, Empire to Return of the Jedi.
Okay, while you do that, I'll
keep going.
My piece. Even if there still is time passed between those sequels, there is instruction, there's learning going on, there's mentoring, there's training. So even if it's 1 month to a year to 5 years, whatever, it's still an infinite amount. It's way more than what Rey went through, which was what the first movie, Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi take place within a few days of each other. So whatever. He's got a shit on Luke. He's a scumbag. Okay, this is interesting. This is what I want to talk to you about. According to what George Lucas passed on, Palpatine was acutely aware of how the Force worked, and that killing the only person that could be his true rival, Anakin, would be a mistake, because the Force would correct that. Okay. So instead, he seduced Anakin to double the strength of the dark side. The Force still had to balance 2 Sith, so it gave the galaxy light side twins, Luke and Leia. So he's saying these are George Lucas's words. This is information, not affirmation. Okay. So, okay, that's kind of cool. But let's face it, I don't think George knew that Luke and Leia were going to be siblings until after Empire Strikes Back. Right. Because they were still flirting with each other and still kissing each other and all that shit.
Right.
I think that was something he developed later on.
Okay.
So this is a retcon, which is a kind of a cool retcon, right? Makes kind of sense. But obviously, Palpatine didn't really know how the Force worked because it still corrected itself. It balanced again with Luke and Leia. So, I mean, he seduced Anakin to his side, but then the Force, once again, produced 2 light side Force users. So right. I guess he couldn't fool the Force. It balances no matter what.
Well, instead of that's the whole idea, is that the Force is going to be what the Force is, and the Force is going to have balance no matter what, right? So no matter what you can do, you can't change the future, but you can hold off what is like the inevitable, I guess. So
right.
The whole idea was I turned Vader. Now Vader's kids are older. Like the Force gave birth to now, whatever, Luke and Leia or whatever through chance meetings and all that shit. And now what'll happen is that I'll have Vader die and I'll take Luke as my apprentice. And then when Luke gets older, I'll just keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? So he probably
that's why he tried to seduce Luke also.
Right. Okay. So he's like, no, but then, you get the Emperor dies, and then you get I guess Snoke or Kylo Ren or whatever maybe Emperor doesn't even die. Actually, the Emperor kind of lives, being the sole darkness in the universe, basically. Especially after this is why I don't give Rey a lot of shit, and I buy into the whole. The light side just flows through her, and she's like the avatar of all that is good in the universe. Because once Luke cuts himself off from the Force, there's no other Force users as far as movie canon in the universe at this point, right? In the galaxy.
Mhm.
It's like Luke, all of his apprentices are dead. Maybe the Knights of Ren, if they're Force users, we don't know yet. And once he cuts himself off, now it's just dark side users. It's just people using the Force like pervertedly. So the Force is going to find a way to put all of its chips in on the new hope, like the new hope being Rey.
All right, but what do you think about what he said? He said about in with the Force, you can't double up. That skill doesn't matter. It just matters about balance. It doesn't matter.
What is it?
If you train or whatever.
Hold on, Baz. What is it?
Yeah, sure.
What do you think's gonna happen in the new Star Wars movie?
Well, we're getting to that. We're actually talking about that now. Go ahead.
Okay, if you're talking about it, I'm definitely gonna listen.
Go ahead, Baz.
I think Rey is going to turn dark side and murder everybody. The end. That would be so awesome, right?
Hells yeah.
But no, he said something about like in the Force you can't level up, and literally, like, I mean, Anakin tells Count Dooku when he fights him the second time, he goes, "My powers have doubled since we last met."
Right.
So you know, it's just like. So basically, like you can win a battle with a more skilled opponent if balance decides that you should in order to serve balance.
Yeah,
that I'm not cool with. I think that's ridiculous.
And my theory is the Emperor survived that explosion, then went back to the clone facility and made multiple clones of Rey, and then has a whole legion of robot Reys.
That would be cool.
I don't know if
I don't like that's, but I don't like this whole idea of her being his granddaughter. Like, who's his daughter then?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's going to be it either. I don't think they're going to change the stories as much as you eat there. Everyone's like, oh, they're going to change this, they're going to change that, they're going to make this character that, and this. I don't think that's not going to happen. I don't think that
George Lucas.
No, not George Lucas. It's the J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams isn't going to change anything that took place in The Last Jedi. He's just going to explain things further that may make those things make more sense to the fans. So I think all the decisions that were made are going to be the decisions that they're going to go forward with, but they're going to give them more credence. Maybe they'll flesh them out more as opposed to retconning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I could see them kind of retconning is the idea of who's Rey's parentage, because that could still just be Kylo Ren bullshitting and not really knowing. Like, other than that,
okay. Now the stupidest shit that this guy said, this reject from the Scooby-Doo live action movie,
who's probably more
it's not even on
than we are. All right, cool. So
it's not even there. No, the whole what you call it, that men are just upset that the Millennium Falcon was handed over to a girl.
Yeah. Well,
he said this. It's ridiculous. I've never heard anyone say that.
I hate to say this, but I kind of think he's got a little bit of a point there. A little bit. Just a little.
That's ridiculous. Don't SJW on me. Nobody cares about that. The only thing I've seen anything attributed to the Millennium Falcon and her is that she knows how to operate it and fix it better than Han Solo does.
Because she's been working on it for 15 years. She spent 15 years.
She's been working on it. Where did you hear that she's been working on it? Didn't she call it a piece of junk or something? She looked at it.
Yeah, she probably she didn't just look at it and say, "There's a piece of junk. I'm never doing it again." She's probably a little kid and knows the ins and outs of the whole thing.
I've never heard.
Why do we need to see her? They imply it, dude. It's implied that she knows how to fix all this shit. She's lived on that planet and never been off that planet. Since she was on that planet, the Millennium Falcon's been there, so she probably knows the ins and outs of it probably better than Han does.
And she could fly it better than Han does. Also, that's the thing.
Hold on.
It just
who said she could fly it better than Han? When did that ever happen?
Have you seen the last two movies, dude?
Yeah,
you've seen The Last Jedi when she takes out like 3 friggin' fighters with like one shot.
Okay, let's see this.
Okay, so she's a Force user now flying it. Luke Skywalker was flying his X-Wings, blowing up AT-ATs with his mind while using the the turrets to destroy TIE fighters in the books.
Okay.
So she can't shoot 3 things with 1 blast. She's using the Force.
First thing.
She's the greatest Force user of all time.
Stop it!
Have you in movies? Yes. Yoda struggles with 1 boulder. She lifts thousands of boulders with ease.
Hold on. What is it, Gray? What
and
is
has
it?
conversations with people. Well,
tell me.
Okay.
You're just a fucking. You're a super fan, dude.
Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, what I think's gonna happen is, basically, you're saying that Rey could blow up 3 TIE fighters.
Right. 1 blast. He 5 better than
And then look at the Millennium Falcon blowing up a giant Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you compare 2 TIE fighters to a 5-world giant space station?
Because he had the Force. That's the answer.
No.
That's the answer. No, it's not.
That's not
it's
the
no,
answer.
because you don't want it to. Because you're in that echo chamber of people going, "I'm crying about bad writing that doesn't exist," and you can read between the lines. You're smarter than I am.
Horrible writing, dude.
Not horrible writing, man.
Everything. She just learned about the Force the day before, and she could just intuitively. She could do everything.
Dude,
it's like somebody going onto a basketball court for the first time. Just learning about the game of basketball that day and like freaking beating Michael Jordan in a freaking 1-on-1.
No, because that's a learned skill. The Force awakens means that the Force was always with her, and that awakened in her mind. And you don't subscribe.
So you don't. No. There's
subscribe to
potential.
Force download.
You can
That's
tap
why.
into the Force. You have to meditate, train, learn.
Who said?
I'm sorry.
Said who? Says who?
Freaking 30 years, 40 years of canon, of movies.
Because you don't subscribe to the Force download theory that I came up with, or that other people that I've just absorbed through the ether.
Two idiots, Ryan Johnson and this friggin' guy. What's his name?
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to. I don't know why you so defiantly defend their friggin' stupid writing.
Because it's
horrible.
In a lot of ways, it's better than the stuff that came before. In a lot of ways.
Wow. Sacrilege, bro. Sacrilege.
Whatever. It's sacrilege, dude. Look, The Force Awakens was a good movie. The Last Jedi
it was okay. It was good. It was good setup. And then the second movie just shot everything down.
Oh, God.
And went nowhere. You even said at the end, you were like, that would have made a great ending.
No. I'm not. I can't defend this movie as the end all be all. I'm not doing that. This isn't the best Star Wars movie by any stretch of the imagination. That'll forever be Empire, and there's no discussing that, debating that one way or the other, in my opinion. But the whole idea of wrapping your mind around modern storytelling, how they have to fast track everything now for a modern audience, and getting her from point A to point B has to happen way faster than it did for Luke. And for them to use the whole Force download thing, to me, makes sense in modern movie storytelling, and it explains away all that shit. Why could she do that? Because she absorbed Kylo Ren's mind. At the end. That's it. What's the problem with that?
Wow. Where did this Force download come from, dude? Why is she able to Force download where no one else has been able to?
Why was anybody able to do anything in any Star Wars video game or comic that hasn't been done?
You bring up Luke. They established that Luke flew fighters. What was it? The X-wing, a similar aircraft on Tatooine. That he was an expert. Pilot. Remember who was his friend on Tatooine? Was it Biggs? Biggs. Biggs.
Right.
Okay. Just with that little dialogue, we established that Luke has experience as a pilot.
Flying,
right?
Also, space. Never was in space.
Never was in space. But at least they attempt to make sense of it. Then we find out that he's also a crack shot. So yeah, he already has skill in those areas.
Okay.
Then he uses the Force. Okay.
And it's established that Rey is a survivalist.
Rey is a rat.
She's not a rat.
She's a rat. Cowering.
Rey is better than Luke. Deal with it. Rey's better than Luke. That's it. If Rey fought Luke in a 1-on-1, if you took Rey from The Force Awakens and had her fight Luke from Episode 4, she beats the shit out of him badly. Beats his ass with no Force using at all. Take the Force out of it. She kicks the shit out of him.
Of course, that's because it's bad writing. It's horrible.
Because she's actually a fighter and Luke isn't. Luke's a farm boy and she's an actual fighter.
Okay, all right.
She's not. They've never shown her fight.
I haven't seen her fight.
Two dudes jump their asses.
About what? 105 pounds. I mean, if we're talking serious now,
this isn't reality. It's space fantasy.
Okay, we'll talk space fantasy. Okay, fine. Just from what we know, yeah, Luke is a farm boy pussy in Episode 4.
Right.
Fine. Okay. So exactly, why is she so advanced? Exactly. They don't explain anything.
Why is she
still don't understand this character?
Why is she so advanced in her use of the Force, or why is she so advanced with the skills that she has?
What skills? You're just attributing skills to her.
No,
what we've seen her do is
she's a junker and a survivalist, dude.
Okay, a survival. What have we seen her survive? We haven't seen anything.
You have to see everything. She lived from when she was 8 years old until she was 19 on a desert planet, surviving with no parents on her own, living on her own.
That's why she's able to lift like hundreds of boulders at the end of the
No, we're not talking Force. We're not talking Force here. One thing at a time.
We're talking what? Just a fist fight?
We're talking a fist fight. We're talking survival skills, piloting skills, being able to disassemble robots, reassemble them, speak droids, speak Wookiee. She was in a trading pool.
Luke can deal droids, though. He can fix droids.
Right. Okay. So Luke has that, but I'm not arguing that Luke can do it. I didn't give a shit when Luke was able to.
She beat Grandmaster Luke then. Luke as a Jedi.
I think Luke's beating her. Luke's beating her.
Okay. Return of the Jedi, Luke.
She beats Return of the Jedi. The end of Return of the Jedi?
Just any part of Return of the Jedi.
Now you see, because I think our ideas of how the Force works different because I feel as though that Luke in the beginning of Return of the Jedi is good, but by the time the end of Return of the Jedi happens, even though we don't see him advance that much skill wise, I think the Force he just becomes naturally stronger in the Force. Like they keep telling him, you're not a Jedi, you're not there yet until you confront Vader. I think the Force works very mysteriously and not scientifically at all, in that when he does confront Vader and face his fear, he almost levels up automatically, opens himself up more to the Force by doing that. Because I don't look at, I hate when they take science and put it in Star Wars. I hate every aspect of any type of science in my science fantasy. The way people that like Star Trek don't want the fantasy stuff in their movie. So that's where I get like, no, it's space magic and that's it. How does Gandalf do the poof? Because he's a wizard, and that's it. Like it's just wizard.
There's zero logic to any of this stuff. It's just whatever. It's situational. It doesn't matter.
What was that?
So it's situational. Like it's depends on the plot. And it works a certain way, or it doesn't work a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. I mean, like that's the way I kind of down with that shit. Sorry. Well, you're just not down with that.
To me, it's just it's retconning just a ill-conceived and constructed story. It's covering up for the inconsistencies of a bad story. That's all. That's how I see it. So.
But that's the way it was in the books too. It's always been like this.
Okay, so if Grandmaster Luke is like strong in the Force, right? Wouldn't he have like he would be more wise also, right? Wouldn't that open you up to wisdom?
It would, but he's still human. He's still flawed. He wouldn't be like all knowing and all powerful. He's still
that Grandmaster Luke would do something like sneak into his nephew's chambers at night with a weapon and almost murder him, where he would, and he's at the height of his powers with the Force, right? And in Return of the Jedi, he won't kill his own father, who he knows is taken over the whole galaxy and has murdered probably thousands thousands, maybe millions of people, and he still won't give in.
Okay,
and he still gives
I'll go through.
That's the
I'll do
problem.
my best.
There's no consistency with the character.
I'll do my best to explain this. I would say that because of the way your complaint is constructed, if something happens in this new movie that is like the Emperor had influence over him since the Emperor was still alive, then all of a sudden the Last Jedi becomes the movie's fine. All they have to say is the Emperor had his hands in everything and was manipulating the Force, and it explains Luke off completely. Now,
it kind of does.
It kind of does. And I got to be honest, I don't really like that very much, even though I'll accept it reluctantly, because I didn't like the idea that Yoda was turned into like an idiot in the prequels, because they made Yoda, being this all-wise and all-knowing master, into a moron in the prequels because the Emperor was manipulating the Force to make things cloudy. So all these Master Jedis were making idiotic decisions because Palpatine was doing his hocus pocus behind the scenes. So I'm kind of like a little, I don't know if I like that much. I'll accept it.
Idiotic decisions. I mean, doing what he did with Kylo Ren is one thing, and whatever Yoda did, I don't know what you're saying. What idiotic decisions did Yoda make?
It was very obvious. It was very obvious that he was the dark side guy.
So that's it. Just not recognizing that Palpatine was who he was. That's it. That's basically Yoda's biggest sin.
There was that. It was the fact that, like, okay, take Mace Windu then, for example. We know who the Dark Lord of the Sith is, so I'm only going to take a handful of Jedi to go and fight a Dark Lord that no one's ever fought before, that's supposed to be all-knowing and all-powerful. Like, if you know what a dark side lord is supposed to be able to do, you just roll up there and, like, yeah, you're under arrest. Like, give me a break. Like, you're a moron, right? You should have brought the entire fleet of Jedi on this guy and been like, no, we're taking you out and that's it. The way they treated Anakin was very stupid. The way Yoda spoke to Anakin, the way these guys, even all of them, the way they spoke to Anakin was like, you're really trying to push this guy to be dark, aren't you? Like, you want to insult him anymore? You're going to be on the council, but you're not going to be a master. I mean, it was pretty stupid logic that they were using.
I don't know, man. That's kind of weak sauce.
Gotta go, guys.
He was young. They were just they're elders. They're going to treat him not as I mean, I thought they treated him well, considering. I mean, they already broke their rule of training an older child. Wasn't he like he aged out? And they made exception.
Exactly. Yeah.
They usually train them from when they're like really young, right? And
lower that.
He was like 8, right? He was too old, but they made an exception.
I don't want to sidetrack you for a second, but I do want to address this real quick. Hey guys, which current Hot Toys Star Wars character should I buy this weekend? Maul, Dooku, Palpatine. Any recommendations? Okay, here's my breakdown, because I don't have Palpatine. Because my son and I pretty much came to the decision that he's just an old guy that sits in a chair. So if you love the Emperor, that's cool. But if you want an old guy to just sit in a chair, go somewhere else.
Well, I don't know about Maul, because he's just Sisyphus, according to Freddie Prinze Jr.
Maul's not that good of a character. He just looks really cool. Maul's the coolest looking one. He's actually really awesome looking. So if you want something dynamic and that can pose and looks dope and menacing, go with Maul. However, I had Maul and I had Dooku, and I preferred Dooku over Maul just because me and Baz had a discussion about this. We're Christopher Lee fans. We just think he's awesome, and he's actually Christopher Lee as a regal Jedi, ex-Jedi / Dark Lord. So, if you want something that's going to look cool on your shelf, Maul. If you want something that's really awesome because of like the whole Christopher Lee thing, obviously go with Dooku. And if you want the character that means the most, Palpatine. That's probably the least cool looking, but means the most.
Maul is like kind of like a shallow character. He's just like, he's a visual. He looks great.
He's got a great design. I can't argue with that. Even though I hate the prequels and all that stuff, I cannot argue with Maul's design is just out of this world.
I mean, to me, he's an icon of shit. Those early movies. I mean, that double-bladed. I mean, come on, say what you will about the prequels, but when you saw that fucking the commercial for the Phantom Menace. and he pulls out the lightsaber, and it friggin' lights up.
Come on, man! Like, yeah, of course, man.
That just, that stays with me, man.
Yeah, no, total icon,
cool as shit,
icon level stuff. I got sidetracked when you were saying about Ray or something, or you were talking about Luke.
Dude, no, because we can just go on and on. This has no end.
Yeah, I know.
We actually went. The argument that has no end.
We went from 12 watchers down to 5 when that shit started, and now we're back to 10. So it's like these guys, and so Danny was like, these guys are still arguing about Star Wars.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna be like old men, like, you fucking cocksucker. That's not how the Force works.
I'm telling you, it just happens. Whatever.
I'll kick Ray's ass.
I love Daisy Ridley. I hope the new movie is good. I like the last two. I'm excited for this new one, and I think that Solo got a bad rap because Solo was a real fun movie. I actually like, a lot of people really, really love Rogue One. It's my least favorite out of all the new movies because it's just it's probably the most well done movie, but the characters to me were just too forgettable. I don't remember anyone from that movie. I don't really remember any scenes from that movie, with the exception of like video game Darth Vader, which was cool, but it was video game Vader. That's how I saw that. So
yeah, I enjoyed Solo when I saw it. But then afterwards, I was like, you know what? They don't need to do any more of these. Just leave Han Solo as Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And make new characters.
Mandalorian, man.
Mandalorian. There you go. Stuff like that. Something new. Don't, leave the old characters alone. They had their time. They had their heyday. All you could do is there's such a big chance to just fuck them up and just water them down and ruin them.
Right.
Just, keep them, golden pony boy, so that's it. Like that said, sometimes I listen to people talk about making a Luke kind of series with the dude who plays Bucky and shit. And that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But, I would like them to just leave those characters alone.
Well, you're gonna get the adventures of Luke and Kylo Ren and all that in a cartoon. Right? Once Resistance is done, they're going to go back and you're going to get comics with this stuff, and you're going to get all those little things like, oh, what really happened, like they did with the Clone Wars. You'll get all that stuff. So that's definitely coming down.
Find out what the fuck Snoke is finally.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because there's a miniseries out. I was just going to mention Snoke. Snoke brought Kylo Ren to the same Force tree on Dagobah. And he told him, bring your lightsaber with you, and you're a failure, and you need to face your fears and all that, and embrace the fear, not face it, but embrace it. And what are you, weak? You won't go in there and stuff. And he felt like the Force out of it. It was it's in one of the new Star Wars comics, and it shows you how Kylo Ren is kind of being bitched out by Snoke, and how he's preying on his weak young mind to kind of twist him out and stuff. And hey, listen,
man. Luke. He fights Luke in the. He fights Luke in the cave.
Oh yeah, So whatever, man. We'll see. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I like it. I just want to consume it. I hope that. I know the Mandalorian's going to be great. John Favreau hasn't made a movie I didn't like. So
the problem I have with a lot of people that are involved with Star Wars, some of the writers, some of the actors, is that you come to them with, well thought out arguments, and what they do is they'll say that, oh, it's because Rey's a girl, or you don't like women, you're this, you're that, and it's come on, man, stop.
I'll be honest. You see, the problem is that people vary so much from person to person. I think there is a group of people out there that feel that way, that oh, she's a woman and all that, and I want my Star Wars to be it.
That's not what I see. Yeah.
I think they're a minority, and I think that they give a bad name. See, I like Rey. I like all these new characters, so I'm trying to be as objective as possible. And I think those people give people like you a bad name, in that you're no, that's not why I don't like her, or not why I don't like the story.
The majority are people with legitimate gripes. It's oh, you don't like Rose Tico. Oh, you don't like Asian people. You're racist.
That's ridiculous.
What are you talking about? I like Donnie Yen in friggin' Rogue One. He's like
no,
one
I
of the
know.
best
Well, he's like the
characters.
only thing I liked about that movie with the two. I don't even want to watch Rogue One anymore. I just want to watch the further adventures of Donnie Yen and the other dude.
Those are the best characters in the friggin' movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it's just no. Rose Tico was a shit character.
Yeah, I'm
so
not. I can't defend Rose. I like her messages in the movies for as far as kids go, which is funny because I think that Rose Tico and her whole storyline with Canto Bight was the worst part of the movie. But the reason why I think it's the worst part of the movie is because it's the most prequel-like. It reminded me of the prequels. That character reminded me of a prequel character. All the those CGI'd goat horses that they rode or whatever they were, those camel horses, that was all prequel stuff to me. So it was kind of like, I don't, care for this stuff because it reminds me of the prequels. But at the same time, look, it is what it is. She's going to be regulated to a minor role in the new movie. You know what? I hope this whole new movie is just her. I hope all the scenes in the trailer is all the other characters and the other 190 minutes is just Rose.
I can't believe it's a Friday night at 8:30 and what is it, 2019? I'm still talking about Canto Bight. I don't know why I torture myself.
There's a big missed opportunity of not having Lando in that scene, having him as the code breaker. That was a big missed opportunity.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have. I think that would have salvaged, because that was my least favorite part of the movie. I think that would have salvaged that whole section had Lando been the code breaker.
An expert code breaker that's better than any droid that's just hanging out in a jail cell that he can break out at any time.
No, he wasn't the code breaker. He wasn't the code breaker. Oh, the other guy.
I know, but he was a code breaker too, man.
Right, exactly. They just fucking the idiot. Because I guess they felt like they had.
That was what was his name? DJ? Yeah,
maybe.
God damn it!
Archie's with us. Well, I'm late. Sorry, guys. It's all good. Archie's the man. Guys, go and check out his. He's got some pretty cool coverage of New York Comic Con.
Yo, that was dope, man. I liked your video, Archie, man. That was good.
He's got like a whole like cool music's playing. Where do you get your music? I got to find a spot to get like some license-free music for my reviews, because I'm kind of just playing the same old music now for like the last 2 years. I need some like newer, like different types of music and stuff. I don't know where to get license-free music for YouTube. So if you can shoot me maybe a PM on that, that would be cool.
He broke free. He broke out of his cage.
Oh, Grayson. Grayson. Would you stop? What
does he play?
Because he's got good coverage on that. He likes the same shit we do.
What is he playing?
He's playing WWE 2K19, which is an awesome game. And whatever, it was dope. It was on sale for $15 last week.
Oh, MK11 has Terminator now.
Nice.
Yeah.
YouTube has the NCS channel for copyright free. NCS channel. I'm going to take a picture of that so I remember that shit for later. I did not know that. So, bing. There you go.
I got to take the biggest scrap, man. Let's wrap this
up. All right. We're wrapping up. Sorry, Art. Good that you're here, but we got to go. So anyways, go subscribe to Art G and like his videos. Like every one of my videos. Like this video. We have a huge announcement coming this week. Big things coming this week. We have the Batman Twitter head review coming. We have a giveaway coming on Sunday for the month of October, like a Halloween giveaway. We'll be doing that video.
I didn't know that.
We started the show off and announcing that.
What are you giving away?
You're gonna have to watch the video to find out. How do you feel about Cain Velasquez in WWE? I think it's whack. I'm tired of that bullshit. I want real wrestlers to do fake wrestling that I like watching, as opposed to trying to make it like borderline real. And what else is going on this week? Oh, we have a huge announcement coming next weekend. Huge announcement next weekend. We don't know whether we're going live on Friday or Saturday yet, but there is a really big announcement for Red Cup going forward next weekend. So make sure to tune in, or at least catch the replay. We'll start the show off maybe by announcing the big reveal we got working. So that'll be a taste of things to come. Giveaway Batman. Not this Batman, wink, wink. This Batman staying in my collection. Another Batman? I don't know. You guys, but that's not going to be this month's giveaway. This month's giveaway is a small giveaway, but it's still pretty cool, though. It's some cool stuff. Nothing like a statue or anything like that. I got to get sponsorship, like real sponsorship for that to happen first. Anyways, tune in next week for the big announcement. Baz has got to go. Thank you for joining me, Baz, as always. You're my best buddy in the whole wide world, and I love everyone in the chat room. That's my
peace in the Middle East.
See you guys. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hit the little bell. Hit the little bell. We don't know when we're going to be going live, so hit that goddamn bell.
I'll talk to you during the week, man. Yo, enjoy your beer fest thing tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Hell's yeah. And have a lovely weekend, everybody. You guys are the best. And it's not to give away the bobblehead. I got to review that too, though. I'll show the bobblehead off next week. All right, take care, guys. Later. End the broadcast, man.